Hey guys, this just came in the mail today from Trijicon. It is the TA44 with the ACSS reticle and the green illumination. I'm super excited about this. I've wanted this for quite some time. We got my tax return, so I was able to get one. This is it. It's amazing. It's got the higher rise, so it's made for an AR-15. And it's got the green illuminator. I'll show you some pictures of the reticle in a little bit, but it's awesome. As far as unboxing goes, underneath you get some really cool things. You get the primary arms patent pending ACSS reticle. Looks like it's, as you can see, it's 0 to 50 to 200 yards at the tip of the chevron, and it goes down from there. You get this nice case, I guess you could cover your optic with. What I think is really cool is they gave me this lens brush. I thought that was awesome. You get one more Allen, well, not Allen, I think this is it? Yeah, it's an Allen wrench, so another one to throw in the trash. But yeah, I'll take it outdoors and you'll see in a sec what it looks like. I'm super excited. So this is my backyard. Behind there is my hill I'll be showing the ACSS reticle against, but just to give you an idea of what we're working with, is my house. Here's a decent view of the reticle. You can see 0x on the left, and that's the 1.5x. You can get a really good view of on whatever's top of that hill. So this is a combat optic. It is made for, you know, combat situations. So if you were in a without rule of law situation and you needed to take out someone on that hill, I don't think it would be that difficult whatsoever, as opposed to if you just had a red dot looking at that hill, it would be a little bit more difficult of a shot. I'm guessing that's about, what, 150, 200 yards away, something like that. That's where this optic would shine. So this is the rifle that I put it on. This is going to be a survival type build without rule of law situation. And there's a few things I wanted to consider when building this rifle. First thing was the color. I live in a desert. I want it to be relatively easily concealed in the desert and camouflaged. So I went with a flat dark earth color. That's my cat in the corner. So what I actually did was, you could tell it matches pretty darn well the upper, the rail, and the lower as far as color goes. It's because it's all the same Duracoat. So I stripped the components down to their bare receivers. I took all the small components out, and then I put the same flat dark earth Duracoat at the same time. So it does give a really nice look. I like the look of the small parts being black though, just because, I don't know, I think it looks cool. The Duracoat that I chose is made to match with the Magpul Flat Dark Earth standard color, which you can see it matches pretty darn well with the grip, the stock, and the backup iron sights. The next thing to consider is how lightweight it is. So I wanted to pick components that would make it as lightweight as possible, because in theory you'd be carrying this around in the desert. So it came out to about 6.5 pounds. So to be able to do that, first I started with the barrel. I got a Daniel Defense 16-inch thin pencil barrel. I think it just weighs 1.5 pounds. It's pretty lightweight. Because the rifle is very lightweight overall, I went with a muzzle brake at the end. That's a VG6 muzzle brake instead of a flash hider, because this does have a little bit more kick to it because of that. I went with a 12.5-inch lightweight Midwest Industries rail. This is actually a very old rail. Well, very old in the AR-15 timeline. It's about maybe 6 or 7 years old or something like that. This is not M-LOK. This is their proprietary attachment systems. You can see those little holes are where screws go in, and you can screw in panels anywhere. But actually the thickness of those slices are very similar to M-LOK. And I was able to actually fit in the Strike Industries angled foregrip in there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the front end is extremely lightweight because of that. I didn't get the 15-inch rail. I wanted to cut weight as much as possible, so I went with the 12.5-inch. Coming back here, everything's pretty standard in the receiver, standard mil-spec bolt carrier group, and a standard Magpul grip, but the stock itself is pretty light. This is a BMS stock. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's one of the most lightweight stocks in the AR-15 world. And then you can attach some paracord in it as well. There's some small things like a QD point that I've added, mag pull backup sights. There's some rail attachments on the other end that I won't show you. A very cool Veritas Equitas